If you're watching this video, you probably just went through a friendship breakup or you were betrayed by your friends. If that's the case, I want you to imagine two apples. One of the apples, imagine you just picked it out from a beautiful orchard. It's ripe, it's juicy, it's bright red, and you can't wait to eat it. The second apple is rotten. It looks brown. It has bacteria and fungi crawling all over it. It's just not in the condition to be eaten or to even be touched. Now imagine you placed the ripe and pretty apple next to the rotten one. What's going to happen to the ripe apple? It's going to get rotten too, right? The fungus and the weird dirty things that were on top of the bad apple are going to crawl up and then start to poison the nice apple too. It's going to become rotten as well, not fit to eat. By some force, someone kicks away the rotten apple. What are you going to do? Are you going to try to get it back? Or are you going to throw it away? Or are you going to be thankful that your nice apple was saved? It's the same thing with friendships. By some miracle, if a toxic presence was removed from your life, don't mourn them. Be grateful that they're gone. Hi guys, my name is Riva, and today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with friendship breakups and betrayals from friends. This is a very sensitive topic. It's a topic that I feel like I'm a little bit of an expert in. It's happened so many times that I've lost track. At that point, you might ask yourself, and you might say that if it's happened so many times to you, then maybe you're the problem. And it might be true, maybe I am the problem, but I don't see it as a problem. Because my philosophy with friendships and the people who come into my life is that I think that every person who enters my life has a lesson to teach me, and there's a purpose that they want to fulfill by being present in my life or by having me be present in their life. There's some people who might stay in your life for a very long time, and their responsibility is to keep giving you a recurrent message, to keep reminding you of something that you need to know in order to complete tasks or fulfill a purpose or something like that. However, if somebody just immediately leaves or if somebody exits your life after being there for a shorter period of time, that usually means that they've taught you what they needed to teach you, and now you need to take that lesson and let them go. So whenever a friendship ends, whenever a relationship ends, don't mourn it. Instead, try to backtrack and figure out what was it that they really wanted to teach you. What was the purpose of them being in your life, and what can you learn from this experience that you shared with them? The same can be translated into relationships. Now, I'm not one for situationships, for short-term relationships, for casual dating, but every single partner that you have can teach you something about yourself that you may not have known in the past. For example, you can learn about your attachment styles, what you expect from a partner, what do you look for in a partner, what do you need in a partner. You'll learn something about yourself, and that's going to add to your own personal growth. And I think that's a way bigger gain than the loss of this kind of person who you were so reliant on. The more you keep holding on to a person, the harder it will be for you to learn that lesson that they're supposed to teach you. So you have to learn to let go, and you have to learn to close the chapter. This brings me to my next point. You are never, ever, ever obligated to stay in a friendship or a relationship where you are not being respected, where you are not being valued. And at that point, you might say, oh, like they've been my friend for so many years. We've known each other for decades. I can't just abandon them. That, to me, is the most dumb argument that you can ever make for staying in a toxic relationship or friendship. Because think about this. You guys were friends for decades and years, and you have so much history, but that history meant absolutely nothing to them when they disrespected you, when they invalidated your feelings, when they didn't prioritize you, your feelings, and your mental health, and betrayed you anyway. If they didn't care about those years of friendship and bonds that you shared, why should you? What is stopping you from just getting up and leaving? In this little friendship, they've left a long time ago, but you're still here waiting that one day their behavior will change. And why? Because you've been friends for 10 years, they don't care. They don't care about that, and neither should you. Don't let yourself be disrespected in any way, and don't keep holding on to a relationship that's not serving you in any way. Also, don't think that if you leave, you'll be alone forever, because I know it might feel that way, and I know your mind might be saying those things to you, that they're your only friend and no one's ever going to be your friend again, or it might be scary to get out there, to put yourself out of your comfort zone and to meet new people, but you actually can make new friends. They're not the only people in the world. If you guys are in high school or college, I think that there's no reason for you to say that you don't know how to make friends. Those are some of the easiest places to make friends at high school. You can, if there's nobody in your class, that's fine, make friends from other classes. If there's nobody in your grade, befriend your seniors. That's what I did when I was in middle school. And you know what, that helps me a lot. All the seniors all the upperclassmen that I befriended provided me with so many good insights on how to ace my exams, how to apply for college, and I cherish that advice still to this day. And that is way more valuable than any friend who betrayed you and disrespected you. Most colleges usually have interest based or talent based clubs that you can join. When you do join a club that you feel really passionate about, you meet people who are also passionate about the same thing. And when you keep, how does one make friends in school? How did you make your first friends? It's because you kept showing up to a place like your classroom or your playground, almost every day or even every week, and you kept seeing that same person over and over again. It's the same thing. You have to keep showing up to that club that you joined, or that team that you joined, or that class that you joined every week, and eventually you'll find familiar faces. And the first class you'll have some exchange, the second class you'll be like, hey, what's up? The third class you're going to be like, oh my god, last week you went to this thing, I saw that on your Instagram story, how was that? And there you go, now you have a new friend. If you guys want me to make more videos about how to go up and talk to people and how to make new friends, then I'll be happy to do that. Please comment that down below. Now I do have some cliche advice for you guys, because at the end of the day, communication is key, and it is important to communicate your feelings. Don't be a non-confrontational bitch, because it could be very possible that you made up this whole drama in your head and they don't actually feel terribly about you. They don't actually hate you. So it's very important to communicate how you're feeling and your perspective to your friends. And if they really are your friends, they will apologize. They'll try to see your side of the story. They will ask what they can do to be better. And if they are really good friends, they'll call you out on your mistakes as well. If they're not your friends, however, they're going to make fun of you, and they're going to disregard every single emotion that you just expressed to them. This is exactly what happened to me. And when that happens, you will realize that you don't need them in your life. If that's how they react to you, baby, let them go. There's no, that's a blessing in disguise. Then you don't need those type of people in your life. So at the end of the day, by communicating your feelings, you're in a win-win situation. Because if the problem gets resolved, that's great. That's going to make your friendship even stronger. But if it doesn't, then goodbye, good riddance. I don't need you in my life. Another thing that you may not have noticed is that when a friend is trying to bring you down or is making weird comments at you, that usually comes from a place of jealousy and projection. Because the compliments that we give out, the insults that we give out, and even the observations that we make about other people are a mirror image of our own internal world and what's going on in here. I'll give you guys an example. I used to have this acquaintance. She wasn't really my friend. Um, and she was extremely insecure about her body image. Whenever we would all go shopping together, she would make comments upon other people saying that, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to size that top up? It's a little bit snug on you." And that's an insult in disguise. Now, to that person who was receiving this comment, it might think, "Oh my god, she's calling me fat." What she didn't realize is that she felt inadequate in her own body. And because she felt this way, she had to bring everybody down to her level. She couldn't stand that there was somebody else who was feeling comfortable in their own skin and in their own body. Once you understand this, their comments won't really matter to you because you'll know that that's a reflection of their own world. That's a reflection of what's going on in their mind. So it's really not you. It's not you, it's them. In this situation, there's really nothing that you should do. Just keep going and ignore it and move on because you know that it's not personal. But if you are like me, who can never keep their mouth shut, this is what I like to do when someone says that. I'll just say that I don't agree with them and move on. For example, if somebody comes up to me and says that, "Oh, I don't like how you did your makeup today," or "Your makeup doesn't look that good today," I'll say, "Really? I don't agree with you. I think that it looks great. I think that it looks fine." And at that point, they're gonna start scrambling for reasons and evidence as to why they made that comment. So in this situation, they might say something like, "Oh, but you didn't blend your foundation, and your eyeliner is crooked, and your nose contour looks weird, and this and this and this and this," and that is kind of embarrassing for them because my nose contour actually doesn't look weird, and my eyeliner is totally fine, and my foundation is blended, and everybody else can see that. So it's kind of embarrassing and it's kind of funny for you to be watching them to like defend their point like a crazy person when you know that the point is totally invalid. Don't ever take insults from somebody that you don't agree with. Don't agree with insults. Just like if they insult you, just don't agree with them. Say that I don't care. You don't have to accept an insult that comes your way. Just send that package back. Return it. Now, this might be some toxic advice, but just remember that you actually don't need anyone. You don't need friends. Humans are social beings, and it is important to have social interactions. It is important to talk to people. It is important to share your feelings with people. However, you don't need to be doing that with people who don't care about you. It's worse to be stuck in a friendship where you are not valued, respected, and loved than it is to be alone. Shut yourself off to people who don't bring anything into your life. Let's go back to the rotten apple analogy. When you spend time with rotten people, your life will start to rot too. And if you are that type of person who's like, "I can't ever be alone. I need someone. I need friends. I need a big friend group." You have to ask yourself, why do you want that so bad? What is it about them that you need so badly? Is it that do you want social influence by being part of a group? Do you want validation? Do you want someone to listen to you? Do you want someone who loves you, who trusts you, who you can trust? Take all those things and figure out what you can do to give it to yourself. Build that relationship with yourself. Get to know yourself and ask yourself and tell yourself, "I don't need anyone to give those things to me because I can do it myself." Do exercises, do yoga, do meditation, get to know yourself, become comfortable in your own body so you don't need that validation, that love, and that trust from anybody else. And once you do give those things to yourself, you'll notice that there's not a lot of people who will come into your life and say that I want to be your friend. You know why? Because they know that they can't give you that. Because they know that they can add nothing to your life. Because they know that you're not like them. They know that you're not one of them. Like calls to like. When you've made yourself so undefeatable, so different, so interesting, so lovable, at that point, only the people who are at the same level as you are going to approach you. These little guys, They can't even get to you. You're so high up. And at that point, when someone does come into your life and say that they want to be your friend, they're going to be the ones that have the same mindset as you, that love and respect themselves and will have the ability to love and respect you. Become picky with your friends. I know it's important, like we all talk about how important it is for a woman to have high standards when dating, when looking for a boyfriend. This goes for friends too. You can't be spending your time with people who slow you down. Even though it's empowering to be alone, it's empowering to be solo. You have to remember that not everyone in the world hates you, and you have to trust that there are people for you in the world. How many people are there on earth? Like 8 billion? Do you think 8 billion people in the world united and started a hate club for you just because your friends don't like you? No. If there's nobody who likes you in your school, there's probably other people in other schools that you don't know. Nobody likes you in your town. There's people in your outside your town, in your state. Nobody likes you in your state. Okay, the country is big. Nobody likes you in your country. Hello, do you know how many countries there are on planet Earth? You never know where and how you're going to meet someone. The universe works in very unexpected ways. And also, we literally live on a floating rock in space. That one little mean comment you got from someone, and the fact that one friend doesn't like you, does not matter in the whole expanse of things. There's more important things going out. There's more important things that should be happening in your life too. Do you not have anything else to focus your attention to? Do you not have exams? Do you not have a job? Stop crying about one person hating you because the world is big. The world is your oyster actually. There's so many people out there, and all these people are just waiting for you. Think about it, like become delusional. Become Start thinking that all these people are just waiting for me to enter into their lives. They're all dying to be my friend. And you have the right and the opportunity to choose who you want to be friends with. I want to close this video off by reminding you that you always have to choose what's best for you. You have to choose you. And if that's not your friends right now, you can get up and leave. You have to choose what is best for you. You just have to learn how to let go of these things, because the more you keep holding on to them, the longer it's going to hurt. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little difficult for me to make because I had to take like 4 different takes because there were like technical issues. Hopefully this one went well, and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. If there's any more videos you guys want me to make in the future, please leave them in the comments down below and let me know what you thought of this one. Please like and subscribe and follow me on all my social media linked in the description. Once again, thank you for watching. I love you and goodbye.